Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First step, Lowell man accused of drunk driving crash car in Pelham. A Massachusetts man is facing drunk driving charges after police said he crashed his car early Sunday morning. Pelham police said 24-year-old Liu Mu of Lowell, Massachusetts, was driving on Bridge Street when he crashed in the area of Young's Crossing around 3 a.m. Sunday. Police said Mu was driving south when he lost control of the car on the snow-covered road. His car went about 20 feet down in an embankment and hit a tree, police said. Both occupants suffered minor injuries and declined medical attention. Officials said they tested Mu for alcohol impairment after he showed signs that he had been drinking. He was arrested and charged with aggravated driving while intoxicated and driving under the influence. Police said it was his fifth crash they responded to during the snowstorm that started Saturday and lasted into Sunday morning. Section of unoccupied building collapse in East Boston. A section of an unoccupied building collapsed Sunday in East Boston. Crews were called at 12:17 p.m. to a four-story brick building at 4 Winthrop Street in Maverick Square. Residential buildings in the area are being evacuated. 28 people were displaced. No injuries were reported. Motorists are urged to avoid the area. And here is a photo of that building. As you can see, that is the photo of the building collapse. Snowmobile crash kills father and son in Hermon. Maine game wardens say speed and alcohol were contributing factors in a deadly snowmobile crash Sunday that killed a father and son in Hermon. Officials said Jason Tracy, 33, of Hermon, and his son, 10, were killed when the snowmobile they were driving struck a tree on the edge of a field. It happened around 1 a.m. Sunday. Investigators said Tracy's son was wearing a helmet, but Tracy was not. The crash remains under investigation by Maine game warden, state police, and Penobscot County deputies. Florida teen shooting survivors announce March for Our Lives demonstration in D.C. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
It didn't take long after the attack on Stoneman Douglas High School to see people mobilize, refusing to accept that mass shootings are part of the new normal in this country. Gun reform groups calling emergency meetings, walkouts, and sit-ins planned for next month. And this morning, a new announcement, what organizers are calling a March for Our Lives, to turn the tragedy here into an opportunity for change. 5 of those student organizers, all survivors from the shooting, join us from here in Parkland this morning. We'll say good morning to Cameron Caskey, Emma Gonzalez, David Hogg, Alex Wind, and Jacqueline Corin. Thanks for joining us. And Cameron, I want to start with you. Tell us why you're doing this, what you expect to happen.
People keep asking us, what about the Stoneman Douglas shooting is going to be different? Because this has happened before and change hasn't come. This is it. People are saying that it's not time to talk about gun control, and we can respect that. Here's a time. March 24th, in every single city, we are going to be marching together as students begging for our lives. This isn't about the GOP, this isn't about the Democrats, this is about the adults. We feel neglected, and at this point, you're either with us or against us.
Cameron, you had some very harsh words this week for Senator Marco Rubio, Governor Rick Scott here in Florida. You said they have blood on their hands.
At this point, any politician on either side who is taking money from the NRA is responsible for events like this. And one of the things we're trying to do here is give everybody a clean slate and create a new normal where there's a badge of shame on any politician who's accepting money from the NRA, no matter where they are. Because at the end of the day, the NRA is fostering and promoting this gun culture in which people like Nicholas Cruz can gun down 17 innocent lives in our school.
And Emma, you have seen what has happened in past shootings. Basically, nothing has happened, even after Sandy Hook. What would you say to those kids who you want to join you in this March for Your Lives in Washington to convince them that something really will change, that there will be no more mass shootings?
The people who are out there, the kids who need to take part in this, are kids, everyday kids just like us. They are students who need to understand that this can very quickly happen to them, and we're doing everything within our power to prevent it from happening to them, but they need to join us, and they need to help us get our message across. They need to join us in the March on Washington. They need to find our website. They need to come out against those people who are being supported by the NRA on both sides. We want to have conversations with President Donald Trump, Senator Marco Rubio, and Governor Rick Scott about the fact that they are being supported by the NRA. And we want to give them the opportunity to be on the right side of this.
And I want to thank you all. And David Hogg, I know we will be speaking later in the broadcast to all of your family. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, and good luck to you all.
Okay, and there you go on that video from ABC News. And that did it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. Good night, everyone. Bye.